Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Ice Age. My name is Iceman. I've got some more Battlefield 4 beta gameplay for you today. Today I'm playing as the support class, and I'm actually going to be using two different guns in this round. The U-100 Mark V, which is the starting weapon, as well as the Type 88 LMG. But before I get into reviewing those guns, I wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on here. I just unlocked a new field upgrade system package, whatever, the offensive package. The defensive package is the one that is default when you start playing the beta, and maybe even when you start playing the full game when it's released. I put on the offensive set because I wanted to try it out. The initial perk is increased sprint speed, whereas the defensive initial perk is actually pretty awesome. It's 10% damage reduction to chest fire, I think, which is actually a really cool one, but I wanted to try out having more ammo, more grenades, everything like that with the offensive system. So yeah, last little thing I wanted to touch on before the review is actually pretty huge, and something I didn't notice until this round, actually, when I started playing with the Type 88. And this is also something I actually hadn't heard / read in any news anywhere, and it might just be I might have missed it somewhere, but this is a huge change from Battlefield 3. Basically now, when you reload your weapon, you remove all bullets, all ammo from that magazine, just straight up. You don't get to keep any of the bullets from the previous reload, like most other games these days, and especially Battlefield 3. And that's something that I really have to get used to, because I'm a big fan of reloading all the time when you're not in action. So I realized earlier, when I had only shot 40 or 50 bullets from my Type 88, that I reloaded and then had no bullets in my backup, and I thought it was a glitch at first, and it didn't make any sense. But then I started watching it more carefully, and even if you watch now while I'm using the U-100, every time I reload, an entire magazine count goes out of my ammo inventory. So that's something to keep in mind when you're playing this game. It's, I think, more realistic because you don't really get to just keep the bullets that were in your old mag, but just something to keep in mind when you're playing, something to keep track of. Using the XM25 Airburst grenade launcher here, making a hole in that grating for my teammate to get in. Yeah, so just keep that in mind when you're playing. That's a huge change for me, especially if you're reload happy like I am. That's something to bear in mind. So right here, I unlock the Type 88. Really excited about it. I've been looking forward to this gun for a while. But before that, I want to talk about the U-100. Basically, the short story is that I don't like it very much, and the reason is pretty much just due to its rate of fire, which is very, very low in the 500 rate of fire, rounds per minute range. Frankly, just too slow for me to be able to do good damage to somebody. And usually I'm a fan of slow firing guns, but for some reason this one just didn't do it for me. When I'm using an LMG, I want to be able to put a lot of bullets down range, and I know this one is a magazine fed, but regardless, I want to be able to just shoot a lot of bullets at my enemies, and I can hopefully hit them with a lot of those bullets as well. So the U-100 is not a good gun for me, and only after this round I realized that it might have been because it had the muzzle brake automatically applied to it when you get the gun, and I never took it off. And the muzzle brake actually has a 30% accuracy reduction if you put it on. So that might have been the problem, is that I wasn't hitting people at long range because of the muzzle brake. But anyway, I get to play with the Type 88 here finally. A gun a lot of people recognize from Battlefield 3, and actually a gun that most people recognize as not one of the better LMGs from BF3. And I'm here to say that it is not a bad weapon in Battlefield 4. Now that in mind, I have only used 2 LMGs in this game because that's all of the ones that are given to you. So out of the 2 that are given to you, I love this gun a lot more than the U-100. But to talk a little bit more about direct comparisons to the Type 88 in Battlefield 3, basically this gun is much easier to use in all, I guess, stances. Something that I used to have a problem with in Battlefield 3 was a lot of LMGs, you know, I didn't like using them from standing or crouching too much when I didn't have a foregrip on them, just because, I mean, it was so tough to get accurate fire and you know, hit people at long range or even hit people at all. So I want to say that the Type 88 here is much easier to use at long range, and frankly a variety of ranges, and you'll see that throughout this gameplay. You'll see that throughout the next couple games that I upload, because I got a bunch of games all in a row during this recording session where I kicked a ton of ass, got a couple MVPs, just got a ton of kills, was doing really awesome with this weapon. So I want to just, you know, say to you guys right now that this gun for the beta is actually very useful if you're a fan of LMGs. It's got pretty good accuracy. It's got better accuracy than the U-100 actually, which is kind of surprising, but it's got good accuracy at long range even while standing. It's much easier to use in just a variety of situations, including close range, which is something that I was surprised about. It's not like the best gun for close range, obviously. That's obviously a PDW or SMG type situation, but I was kind of expecting, with the poor hipfire on this gun, to lose even the battles that happened up close. And in a bunch of these games that I had recorded, I did very well up close as well, and there's a bunch of times where I got quite a decent little 5-6 kill spree in a couple occasions of people like right up in my face, you know, maybe 10-20 yards away from me. So pretty close range, close to mid-range, and did really well with it. So this situation right here actually kind of brings me to a little bit of a tangent, and you saw right there that now in Battlefield 4 bipod firing has a little bit of a jiggle, sway, whatever you want to call to it. Battlefield 3, you know, if you bipoded up, you could basically pinpoint accurately shoot at a particular spot. And, you know, if you knew how to control the recoil, you could basically just hit the same exact, you know, pixel on the wall as long as you wanted. And now you just saw, and you'll see it in a little bit again when I bipod up to kill somebody, that it does kind of jump around a tiny little bit while you're using the bipod, which, again, a little more accurate. You know, it's probably not perfectly accurate in real life. You know, I don't know that, having never shot an LMG from the bipod position, but it seems to make a little bit more sense to give it a little tiny little inaccuracy, I guess you could call it, or jiggle or whatever. Frankly, it's nothing to be scared of. I easily killed those two guys with it. I easily kill another guy in a little bit with it. It's really not a problem, but it's just something to keep in mind, again, that you're not going to, you know, exactly be perfectly accurate like you were in Battlefield 3. So, yeah, that's basically my comparison of the Type 88 in Battlefield 4 to its predecessor. I like it a lot. And frankly, though, I gotta say I didn't mind it too much in Battlefield 3. A lot of people gave it a lot of hate just because it was one of the slowest firing guns in the game. Just basically didn't really win in any category, accuracy or damage, drop off, or, you know, really anything. And in this game, at least in the two that guns that Battlefield 4 has for the support class, it's definitely my favorite. I like it a lot. It's very powerful. Here, I'm just, you know, hitting people all day from like a good range, actually, while standing and while strafing. I mean, movement and standing included, I should not be able to hit those people with this gun, especially with the Battlefield 3 stats. And in this game, it's really not a problem. So hopefully this information helps you guys out if you're big support people, or maybe you're not support class people, and this video will kind of get you to try that a little bit more, because frankly, I like these guns a lot. Support has always been my favorite class in Battlefield, and I'm glad to see that they made the guns a little bit more usable in most situations. So I'm hoping that, you know, there's a little balancing involved. You know, if they're better at being a little bit of a more mobile fire platform, that, you know, maybe the bipod sway will kind of prevent them from being such a dominant defensive force as well, like they were in Battlefield 3. So that's just my 2 cents on the LMGs. So here's again the bipod action. You saw I missed a bunch of the first couple shots, but then once I got on target, like I mean I killed him pretty quickly, just like I would have in BF3, you know, or with a different gun. So don't be scared of the bipod sway. It's really not a big deal. Yeah, so that's basically what I had for you guys today. If you guys want to know about more comparisons or more analysis of guns, or you know, more, I guess, statistical analysis, stuff like that, definitely let me know down in the comments, or you know, PM or whatever. I want to be able to do videos that you guys want to see, and right now I'm having a ton of fun playing this game. If you guys haven't got the beta, go ahead and download it on whatever platform. It's so much fun. I definitely saved this dude from getting knifed right here, and then he immediately dies. So I guess bad luck for him. But yeah, so download the beta, play the crap out of it, give DICE your feedback. I love this game already. Give me your feedback on the video. Let me know what you guys want to see, because I want to make video guys that you guys want to watch. I'll put my stats up, I think, right here at the end of the game. And until next time, peace, love, and ice.